Sketchbook walkthrough for the Blue Turtle book. Should have a date on the front, but I don't think it does. I should probably go back and figure it out because I remember posting this exact picture on the Discord, so I could probably find the exact date. But this came in a period. Oh, and I remember doing this exact comic here. I think when you're doing a sketchbook video, let me zoom in a little bit more. Sketchbook walkthrough. Not every page is going to be great, and some of them are not going to be very good at all. This is from when I took narrative art with Fernando Ruiz. So I remember doing this exact comic. There's a little watercolor right there, kind of. Judge Dredd. It's definitely 2022. I remember this is when I did Comet the Duck. There's some swatches. A really poor version of a sailboat. This is an embarrassing version of a sailboat. I think his eyes are all weird and stuff. Comet the Duck is something I posted on my Instagram, and then I kind of like dropped the sketchbook for a while, and I came back to it. So this is a bit more recent. It has me trying to study Darwin Cook and Chester Gould, Milt Caniff. Did a couple of these. This is gray and black ink. I think this is right from when I started doing the Drive-In Saturday art show. Wait, does this both up? And you can see it's not perfect. There's distortions here. I haven't done a stellar, bang up, awesome job on every page, or possibly any page, but some of these are inspired by rather than studies of. This is one that is actually done. Some of these are completely original. This is when I kind of came up with I read about this, and it's a really cool prototyping technique where you do something in marker first to create a silhouette, and then you start with a lighter marker. Well, you start with the light marker, then you go over it with a dark marker. And I did a couple of motorcycles and things like that. Like this one's terrible. But and then I got some watercolor markers, and started kind of knuckling down. It's another phantom. You usually find a phantom in every sketchbook I do. Trying to draw some suits. More figures and stuff. Not all of these are good. For a couple of Supergirls. Then I started kind of simplifying and just getting into colored pencil, and not really colored pencil. Is basically it was just take away the option to erase. So that's what this is here. So we just have some figures. Some face studies. Not always great. Not always great at all. Sometimes okay. Sometimes I surprise myself, like this one's looking okay. But as you're learning the whole time, which is the whole purpose of a sketchbook. And it gave me the idea that I should probably get more organized in how I'm practicing and stuff. I feel pretty good on all these. It's some Lone Rangers, some Wild West stuff. There we go. More colored pencil. I start getting back into ink. This is definitely a Darwin Cook study gone wrong, but then I figured out what I'd gotten wrong, and I think I definitely did improve it. Watercolor, or actually, is this? Yeah, this is watercolor. There's actually something on the far on this side of. I rarely go on this side of the page. This is where I got close to doing the. I was drawing some engines and things like that, and some robots. Then I did the 100 mech challenge. You can actually go on Pinterest and look up 100 mechs. A couple of other people have done 100 mechs other than me. I'm not the first person to come up with the idea. I do believe that you should do, like, if you have something that you're wanting to get better at, drawing 100 of that thing is a good way to get started on getting better. And 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I really like 23. Came out pretty cool. 26, 27. I started playing around with different inks. I got back into my fountain pens around this time. You can't see all these very well. They're done in ornament yellow, which I still have it. This pen inked. This is my former favorite pen too. It's my Noodler Demonstrator. And ornament ink, I don't know if you can tell on there, it's actually got some copper flakes in it, so it has little, shiny copper bits in it. Quite fun. This was done in Platinum Citrus Black with a gray watercolor marker as a shadow. And, despite the Citrus Black is really hard to draw with because it goes on very light and then it rusts over time. It's got iron gall in the ink, so it rusts on the page to make it darker over time. Test, 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 test. I think this one's good. I think they're starting to slack a bit. Like, this one feels very juvenile to me, but I really like it. I really like this drone. Speaking of the Platinum Black inks, this is the same series. It's called Lavender Black, Platinum Lavender Black. So it's kind of a purple berry color. It does the same rusting trick, but not as intensely at all. They have nice water resistance too, so you can, like, going over with a marker is just perfect. It's fine. Never has a problem. I forgot what ink I'm using here. Then I got into gel pens, which I started to really enjoy. Gel pens are great. I got some other ink in, and I haven't even used either one of these. This one where it says Test and Peach. I have used Scribble Purple, but this is all just gel pen. This is gel pen. This is brush pen, and it is. I have it. I should be right around here, but it's probably in my drawer. But it's Gris de Pain. It's a French Payne's Gray that I have. Kind of interesting because it came in the wedge-shaped bottle that belongs with a different series. So I have two from that series. Here it is. This is the Gris de Pain. You can see it comes in this wedge-shaped bottle. Gris de Pain. The real inks from this series, the real ones, are like these diamine, like Safari, and you're supposed to have them where you can put them in a complete circle. Like, so I have three of them. I have this one's called Terracotta. So I guess I just need 5 more bottles of ink here, and then I'll have a full set. One day. Squad goals. Okay. This is also done with a brush pen. It's a refillable brush pen that you can put fountain ink on. Back on the Citrus Black, just for fun, just because I'm a glutton for punishment. It does come out really good when you put the gray tone in there as a shade. And then this is just Roar and Klinger Thea, which is a gray ink. And I have it in my Kuiko. The interesting thing about this Kuiko is it's a medium nib, which is very thick to draw with. Oh, I don't even have it in there anymore, do I? I just put in, What did I put in here? I think it's Apache Sunshine, which is no longer called Apache Sunshine. Man, I don't know what it is. And we're all over the place with this. I was trying different things. This is brush pen. This one on the right. Then we started getting into Scribble Purple. This is Scribble Purple too. I know it comes off looking a bit black, but once you know, if you hit it with any kind of water, it's very super soluble, and it's got tons of pigment, like tons of pigment in it, and just it just go great. In fact, all this stuff you see over here is whenever I would put a little tone in, the purple would end up in the marker, so I'd have to like get it off somehow. It's the same thing. This is all, although it's not obvious, Scribble Purple. You can kind of see it in some of the tones here, but all it takes is just a little bit of moisture, and it'll go, you know, it'll just totally wash out. Well, I don't mean wash out. It'll melt. It'll melt like a purple ice cream cone. Some more brush pen at the top. I kind of like this guy. I kind of like where his cartooniness is kind of Marvin the Martian helmet here. Can't remember what all these inks are. I like this guy because he looks a little bit alien. And then there's 98, 99, 100. So there's all 100 mechs from the 100 mech challenge. And then I did some lettering. And just for fun, and just because I was done with that, I still had that brush pen out, so I did her. Told you I was hardcore. And then this is a Darwin Cook inspired kind of character of Isolde, and I really like her so much I might have to start drawing like that with a slightly larger head, a little bit more cartoony. It kind of fits, you know, her character. When I first started drawing her, I was really inspired by the Archies. Like I had this idea that, oh, it's gonna be like a Dan DeCarlo Archies. It didn't quite work out that way. Well, you draw at the level you are. This is Scribble Purple. This is some more lettering. I was lettering with the Citrus Black again. And in this case, I would actually like pull up a font. I think I was telling somebody about this. You just pull up a font, and then you try and do the like if the font has a character map, like DA fonts DeFont and free fonts. If it's got a character map, just pull up the whole character map, see if you can draw it. And then try to draw something in that font. There's Stardust, the super wizard. Time to die, mortal. In my comic universe, Stardust, the super wizard, is a villain. He's a bad guy. He's one of the most powerful. Like he's the Black Adam of the Titans family, right? If Prometheus Powers and Starlock and all those other characters had a true villain, it's definitely one. This guy plus I guess our Dr. Savannah would be Thaddeus Ruin. I use that word a lot, huh? And here's me trying to figure out ponchos, and I did it wrong here, and then I did a little bit better here. A little bit better on her face, and you know what the secret turned out to be? Once again, simplification. I guess that's something that you should keep in mind. Simplify when you can. It always looks better, for whatever reason. Once again, brush pen. It's the same Payne's Gray, Gris de Payne. Some more lettering. A little bit of the Shazam panels. You know where my heart's at. I'm always on the Shazam. This is me goofing around with that same ornament yellow. And I think I was even like, yeah, it's ornament yellow. And I think I was even doing some stuff with a yellow watercolor marker. More would be ponchos, rain, spaceships. It's me trying to figure stuff out. I think this is where I tried to apply all the lessons I had learned with the mech challenge with this one, and it worked out pretty well. I think that's kind of the level I want to be at with mechs. I mean, I'd love to be higher than that too, but I think that if I can get consistent with it, that would be super cool. Oh, I've replaced the the Gris de Pain with Gris Nuage, which is like storm cloud gray, and it's super subtle. Like, so it's this really light. It's quite pretty. This blue right here. So like when I love this gray. It's kind of a periwinkle blue-gray. You can't really see it right on the video, I guess. There's a Doctor Strange and a Scarlet Witch. Just because I was in the Marvel mood, I did a Sue Storm. That's how I would draw Sue Storm. A romantic picture. Not that great. Once again with the Citrus Black. A quickie on the Spirit. He's saying, bring it on, douchebag. This is with a watercolor marker. Just because I was in the Eisner mood, there's an Eisner panel of this girl taking a knife out of her stocking, and I tried to do something like that. I don't think I did very well. Plus, it was in that. This is Scribble Purple, and so when I tried to give it a little bit of shading, of course, it just went out. But that's okay. It was all background color anyways, and I drew this little thing on the side here. Did this one on stream. This is not very good. Vampire Girl. This is from a Holtgren study, and I think it was super useful to me. Yeah, you always end up. Let's see if I can find it. I want to do this in pencil because I don't want to ruin it. Not that it's good for anything. In yellow, this area right here between the lips, like you kind of got this little staircase of, you know, the nose, the lip, the bottom lip, the chin, the nose, the lip, the bottom of the chin, in the profile. And it's worth looking at. And the other thing it's worth looking at is the eye over here from the profile. This is a Holtgren cartooning study that I went through, tried to learn from. Let's see what else. This is when I was getting back into quick poses. And then just goofing around. But quickposes.com plus a mummy girl. And then these were all quick poses that I had on the 3-minute setting so I could spend, you know, a little bit of time on them. And then I did some real fast. I think I even did these on the Drive-In Saturdays stream. They're all pencil, except I went back over with some ink just to figure out where my lines were. Same deal here. These were all from Drive-In Saturday and quickposes.com, as were these. Then I switched to ink, and I did this in Scribble Purple. And, you know, the funny thing is, I switched from pencil to pen for Scribble Purple, and from 60 to 90 seconds, and the 90-second ones seem sparser to me. Like, there's not as much on the pencil ones. Feel like a little bit more full. Here's the Beethoven I did, and then when at the end of it, I did just this barbarian guy to let myself take a little time. This is a street scene. This is also from Quick Poses, but it was trying to run the ink out of my Moonman Wansai. Moonman has been bought out. I just found out. So this is a Moonman Wansai. This one's empty right now, and it's a fountain pen. And this is the ink chamber right here. And you fill it with like an eyedropper. You have to get a little eyedropper and kind of fill it up. And you screw it back on to post it, and now you have a full pen. Well, it was full of platinum sepia black, another one of the platinum inks that I really like. But it got kind of stuck in there, so I was just trying to run it all out. And then finally, I think it might even still have some of it in there. I figured out a way to kind of, you know, if you've left ink in a pen for a really long time, some of the water is going to evaporate, leaving it less able to traverse the pen marks, you know, so it's a little bit more slow and scratchy, and I like them juicy. I like some juicy. There's something I saw on Pinterest, decided to try and draw. I forgot what ink I'm using here. Oh, it's a graphite ink plus watercolor marker, some more lettering, another portrait, some more citrus black, some more robots. This is from, if you look at one of the Etherington tutorials, there's a cool thing about prototyping called change one thing. You just do the same thing over and over, but you start changing details as it goes on. And I didn't do much of the changing. Like I started here, and then I changed the back and the head, and then when I redrew it, I drew it in square. But so I was changing more than one thing. But I think I might do more with that. And in fact, so I have the next sketchbook that I want to do. I got two. I've got this whole new. This is a Japanese album, and what that means is it's just one long, like it just scrolls out. You know, it's all however many pages. How many pages is it? It's a nice 165 grams per meter, 48 concertina folded pages. I want to do something with that, but I don't want it to look as trashy as the rest of my sketchbook, so I got to figure out. You know, I do have some nice ones. Here's me practicing some lettering again. To the cartoonists out there, don't sleep on lettering. Even if you were, I have terrible handwriting. I have the worst handwriting. Like when they taught penmanship, I think I might have been sick that week because I'm really bad. But it'll teach you some things like balance, proportion, how to stay on a straight line. Like, it's worth practicing. So I get a lot out of it. Here's some desert plants. The next thing I want to do is going to be set in a desert. Thought I'd draw some desert plants, so I had some idea of what to put in the backgrounds. I really like nature scenes. I think it'd be fun. And this is just me doodling while I was listening to podcasts and stuff. And still doodling, still doing stuff. This is more of this yellow. Except this one's ornament yellow, but this one, I really think it's looking dark right here, but I think it might have gotten mixed up with some gray that was in there before. But it's supposed to be Apache Sunshine, which is nice and bright orange. And in fact, you couldn't tell. This is ornament yellow. This is Apache Sunshine as of last night. But now it's getting a little dark. So what's up with that, Peter? Could something have gotten dirty? I don't know. I can clean it out, I guess. This is where I was trying to come up with a made-up language for this comic I want to do. And the way I was going to do it is, like, it's going to be a spelled out language, but it would be single word glyphs. Like each glyph would have the letters built into the glyph. And so you would have to know, where the first syllable, second syllable, third syllable, fourth or final syllable, or silent E would be in this other quadrant, and you'd have these little glyphs. I don't know. There's some more studies. This is with markers. These are some. It's all done in pencil, but it's I don't know if you can see it. They're just microphones. Trying to figure out how to draw old-time microphones. And finally, just doing some pretty ladies. When I did this. This up here is a Payne's Gray marker that I have that I really like, but it's too dark. Like, Payne's Gray to me is meant to be a bit of a subtle color, closer to what I have on the earlier, like closer to that ink is how it should be. I've said that I think this is too blue, But this is much nicer than the watercolor marker. But I do like this color too, you know, when I think about it. And then this is the final page. It's got a little drawing. I just did it earlier this morning. It's got an Orson Welles quote. If you want a happy ending, it depends, of course, on where you stop your story. Orson Welles. I love Orson Welles. And this is actually inked with black gel pen plus more of that ornament yellow, you know. Well, that's it. 29 May 2023, Memorial Day. That's today. And there's my sketchbook. There will be more stuff. There will be more drawing and more comics every day. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you feel like it. All right. Talk to you later.